Razabani for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. With me tonight, UK time, but the afternoon, all the way from America, my man, Mr. Eric Molina. Eric, how are we doing?
I'm good, Raz. Just enjoying my Friday afternoon, man. So I'm feeling great.
It's been a while since we caught up. I know we sometimes frequently message online. How have things been? How's the situation in America, obviously, with COVID and the change of president as well?
Right. I mean, it's been 2020 has been crazy, man. Like I'm sure it's been for you guys in the UK. It's been an adventure. It's been man, a mix of emotions out here. Kind of hard to really put into words. Um, just tough times, and just having faith for the future, man.
Is that one of the reasons? Obviously, last time you fought, I believe, was in Saudi Arabia. I know you fell in love with Saudi Arabia and its food, but is that one of the reasons why you didn't fight last year?
You know what? 2020 was rough. The area where I come from here, South Texas, is a border of Mexico. It got hit probably one of the hardest areas other than New York City here in the United States. It was brutal here, man. COVID hit and is hitting our area. And it's we've seen some things in 2020 that I say that if COVID in 2020 in our area here didn't change your life, then I think that you're a fool. So it's tough times here, and it's still tough. And just with this vaccination out there right now, people getting it, and so even I got it myself. I still don't see it really changing much, but that's just my opinion.
Eric, I think I saw a screenshot that you put up on your Instagram story a while ago from Eddie Hearn saying, "I've got a fight for you." I know you've worked with Eddie on a few occasions now, but you've been in the ring with arguably top two heavyweights out of the three, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, obviously Tyson Fury's there as well. What's Eric Molina got left in him?
You know what? I think that this fight going into 2020 last year, I really put my head down and really thought to myself, you know what? Do you really want to fight still? Can you still fight still? And COVID and just being quarantined and being at home and everything being closed down, it kind of made me really think about that situation of fighting. And I'm convinced that I can still fight. I have it in my heart. I have it in my mindset to go in there and not only fight but win. So I did a lot of quiet. I've experienced how the rooms clear up, after losses, and I'm grateful for all the rough lessons boxing has taught me. And I did a lot of workouts, by myself last year. We worked on a lot of things. COVID in 2020 and coming through loss and dealing with all this stuff put me in a dark spot, man. And I really got to really soul search a little bit. And I felt like coming back to the ring, and that's where I love to be at. And put together a game plan. And this game plan was a vision of mine since middle of last year. And I'm here, and it's coming to fruition. So I'm just happy about that.
There were talks about you fighting Alan Babbage in the UK. He obviously had an operation. So you're going to be fighting Fabio Wardley, who I believe is, top of my head, 10, 11, and 0. What have you seen of Fabio? Is there anything you're concerned about, or is there something that you haven't seen before?
I've seen some video on Fabio Wardley. I was signed. Eddie Hearn, you know what, man? I got a lot of respect for Eddie Hearn. When he reaches out to me, I know he's a busy guy. I don't bug people, but when he reaches out to me, I know that there's some, he's got something on his mind, and I'm always willing to work with Eddie. And I'm a straight shooter, and what I say, he had messaged me for the Dave Allen fight last year, which I thought was a really good fight. And that same week that he reached out to me, that literally days later, I had an Achilles injury that just really got more intense. I was not able to take that fight, which I thought was a good opportunity. but it couldn't even really walk correctly. So I knew that you know that there was some potential fights coming into 2021. Um, he approached me with a Babbitt fight, I think like 12 weeks before this March 6th. And I said, you know what, let's do it, man. You know, I really like the fight with Alan Babbitt. I thought in my opinion, he's too small to have that attitude that he's got. And he talks about himself in a different light, about like him being an alter ego. This heavyweight division will beat that out of you, man. You know, you got to have some type of mind and brain, and that whole savage mentality is going to he's going to end up on his back, in my opinion. So at 210, 214 pounds, this heavyweight division's different, man. You could not give a shit all you want. These guys will make you care. You take a good shot, I guarantee you'll start caring about stuff. So I was up to fight him. I said, yeah, right away. I didn't think he really has anything that would have caused me problems. I like the fact that he's reckless. I felt like I could knock him out, just sit back, box him off my back leg, and knock him out whenever he got careless. So taking that fight was like a 20-minute decision for me. The next day he gets injured. Eddie Hearn says, well, don't worry. We still got you from March 6th. I got Fabio Wardley, and to be honest, I've never heard of the guy. And I took a quick video, look at him, look at his box rec. I don't see him any different than this other kid, Babbitt. You know, I mean, he's got more size to him, but he's very raw, heavyweight. I'll be quite honest, I'm not impressed with the way he moves. I can't say that he does anything that I'm scared of or that I'm concerned with. So obviously it's different to get in front of somebody, but that's just my opinion overall with him. I think he's very raw. I think that I've read that he has no amateur experience, and that, you know, he's moving fast. And I think it's very dangerous for him, man, to be honest with you.
What's left in Eric Molina? What does he want to achieve? Where kind of does a win take you over?
You know what, Raz? I'm gonna be completely honest with you, man, and I'm gonna say it exactly the way it is, man. I've seen some stuff in 2020 that changed my mindset. You know, and my thought process coming into the fight, I always said that no matter what happens, win or loss, nothing's ever changed. I've worked. I have a full-time job. I've taught kids. I've been a public servant. I go to work on Monday, win or lose. And coming into this fight, March 6th, you know, I have one thing on my mind. There's one mentality coming into this, and maybe COVID and maybe the 2020 is that really I don't give a shit if I win or lose this fight, man. I really honestly don't. I just really want the people, and I want myself to think that night, March 6th, damn, this guy, he could still fucking fight. If I could tell myself that night and people could say that, that's all I really care about, man. That's really what it's all about for me. It's what all my training is about. And I want it to be rough, man. I want it to be physical. I want it to be a give and take. I'm expecting to I mean, I want a war. Man, I don't even know if you know this, but I've been kind of like MIA on my social media. I got COVID myself. I COVID put me in one of the darkest spots. And I told myself, man, you know what? I hope I don't get this, man, in my training camp. I got it 2 weeks ago. I was pacing around my house going crazy, man. It really took me to some dark spots. It hit me hard. I'm still back. I mean, I'm negative now, but the effects of it, I still feel. It's something that I'm working with every day. But thank God I'm feeling better. And it all just comes into that mindset, man. That, like I said last year, this is what I love to do, man. And COVID's done so much hardships to people that just what I went through with COVID was nothing compared to what other people have lost. I'm ready to put it all on the line, bro. I'm so motivated and just a completely different mindset. I want it to be rough. I actually want to get hit, man. I want him to hit me, and I want to put him in some hard, tough spots. I don't give a fuck if fans are there or not. I just want it to be physical, man. I got a lot of pain inside, man, that I want to bring out. And like I said, man, I just love this stuff, man. And for me, it's a no-brainer to go in there.
Obviously, first time I've heard. Obviously, you had COVID, so I do send my regards to you, and hopefully you have a full recovery. And we see Eric Molina here, like we saw Eric Molina fight week when he fought Anthony Joshua in the UK. It was quite a bubbly atmosphere when you were last here in the UK. Obviously, it was topped up by Dillian White and Derek Chisora beef as well. That really
Right.
made that card special. But you mentioned about the fans. Sometimes we know that can give you an extra boost, but at this stage, doesn't look like there's going to be any fans. I
Right.
know Eddie's spoken about potentially taking this show to an international country. I'm sure an announcement's going to come out in due course. But are you bothered whether there's fans or not? And if there isn't, does that kind of help you more and is more of an advantage? Would you say or no?
You know what? Through my understanding, I thought the fight was. I've read that it was in Wembley or in London. I'm not sure, like the situation though. That's what I read. I thought that I read something that it was officially in London or something, but obviously things could change. Um, I'll be quite honest with you, man. If there's fans there or not, or anything like that, I'm so focused on this fight, man. And like I said, my mindset is in the area that I'm from. Uh, I've lost friends, man. I lost family, and I don't think that Wardley could do anything to me that COVID hasn't done to a lot of people already. So to me, I'm not worried about anything. I'm not scared about anything. Is just want to prepare myself and get strong, and I want to put a fight, man. I want to entertain the people. I want to get in there and just let it all out, man. I'm like working on my craft every day, working on timing some shots, and I'm looking forward to a good fight, no matter where it's at.
We're looking forward to it as well. Eric, just before I let you go, just want to get your opinion. You're obviously on the March 6th card, which is headline in the rematch between Dillian White and Alexander Povetkin. You was there in Saudi when Povetkin and Hunter fought, which was a draw.
Right.
Did that first fight result shock you, number one? And do you see Dillian avenging that loss in the rematch?
Well, I mean, obviously, Dillian is he's the favorite, right? I think he's pretty heavy favorite in the fight. I think that Povetkin again has nothing to lose, and yeah, he was losing that first fight pretty bad. But I just the way I look at it is if like he landed that shot and hurt White one time with it, I don't see why he can't do it again. To be honest with you, so I don't believe in luck in the ring. I think that shots are worked on, especially the shot that he landed on Dillian. It's not something that just he pulled out of nowhere. That's a shot that he really worked on and saw an opening. And I know that Dillian has to, he's got to take that shot away, and he's got to figure out a way to not get hit with that again. So, but to say that he's gonna do that or that it's easy to do that, I don't know if that we can say that. So for me, my opinion, I say the favorite is Povetkin, in my opinion. He won by knockout. Look what he did. Also, my opinion is that when you get knocked out like that in that fashion, it's very rare in boxing that you see fighters come back. Like if they don't skip a beat. I believe that every fighter has a meter inside them, and it's definitely knockouts like those that take from that meter. So there's a lot that Dillian has to prove that night. And I made the best fighter win. I really honestly, I'm focused in on my fight. But to say, in my opinion, who should be favored, I think Povetkin should be favored.
A big fight that's edging closer and closer to being made the undisputed for all the belts, Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. A lot of people are split on who is the favorite in that fight. Whether that fight actually happens or not is another question. But you've been in the ring with Deontay Wilder, you've been in the ring with Anthony Joshua. Both have improved, obviously, since they fought you. Out of the two, a fight that obviously hasn't happened yet, who did you kind of have more difficulties with?
I because my opinion on both of them, I could see Anthony Joshua knocking out Tyson Fury. I could see that happening because you look at a fighter like Tyson Fury, he does something similar to me defensively that was able to get away from Wilder, which is stay away from one or two big shots. I've always had my strength of when I spar big punchers. I've always said, bring me the bigger puncher, because I could see, 1, 2, 3 shots. I could see I get a read. Wilder gives you this big read, like he's like, he's coming hard, but I mean, he gives me all that. So by the time I saw that, boom, I'm moving. I ain't just like the ones that stand there and do this to Wilder, you're gonna get hurt. So I already knew that I wasn't gonna just pick my gloves up to take the shot like that. And as the same way Tyson Fury does not do that. So what Joshua does is Joshua don't give you that boom. He's very fluid with his punches, and he comes with a 3, 4, 5, and maybe even a 6. And he's very elusive and very balanced, and he comes fast with those punches. And that is what gave me problems, and that's what will give anybody problems, really. So if he sits on his punches and could be fluid, he'll take away that movement that Tyson Fury does very well, and he'll give that movement a lot of problems with the 4th, 5, and 6 combinations. So I say Joshua wins by knockout in that, and I predict about 7, 8 rounds.
In the past, when we've seen Tyson Fury fight, he's known as this fighter who feints a lot, moves a lot, jabs a lot,
Right.
stays away, out of range, and comes in and goes back out again. In the Deontay Wilder second fight, we saw a different Tyson Fury that took center of the ring and attacked Deontay Wilder. So have we seen a different dimension, a different game that Tyson Fury has within him that Sugar Hill has brought in him as well? And does that give more challenges to Joshua, because you've seen two complete different sides of Tyson Fury?
Man, I just feel that Tyson Fury, he's a very clever heavyweight. There's things that he does in preparation, and I think he's been a step ahead of some of his opponents, and I think that's been to his advantage when it comes to game plan. And I don't know, maybe even doing some crap with his gloves. I don't know, whatever it is, he's always thinking ahead, 2 steps ahead, and I think that's what's really got him. It's helped him get to where he's very clever, and I think that's what's going to bring some problems to Joshua. But ultimately, I think that Joshua's not going to fall for none of that stuff, and I think that he'll wear him down and get to him in the mid to late rounds.
Where does Deontay Wilder fit in the heavyweight division? He hasn't fought since last year. Well, almost a year out. He's taken Mark Breland out of his team as well. Where does kind of Deontay Wilder go? Does he go in Andy Ruiz?
You see, is that right now in America, it's very kind of like uncertain times. Like you call for all these fights, and a lot of these fights aren't probably made because of the fact that there's no fans in the stands. And they're trying to find locations. Maybe Texas does it. Las Vegas ain't doing it. New York isn't. So certain states are having 50%, 75. And when you talk about a massive fight like Fury and or Deontay Wilder, stuff like that, it's just very unsettling times right now to be thinking about massive fights here in America. So I think that hopefully in the next couple months, towards the end of this year, we could start making those fights where we could see Andy Ruiz in the ring and we could see Deontay Wilder. But I'll be honest, right now in America, we have really the heavyweight atmosphere is just fizzled out like completely. And really it's got taken over with your King Ryan Garcia, that weight class there. Was it 135, 130? All the hype's there now. And why? Because that's what they've seen on TV. That's what they've seen these fighters fight on TV. And not in massive crowds or anything, but that little buzz around there. just kind of took over everything. So, you know, hopefully after everything settles in more and opens up, we could get some big heavyweight fights back in the game.
Absolutely. All right, Eric. Thank you so much for giving me a little bit of time tonight. Wish you continued health and well-being until you get to the UK, obviously. And I'm sure we'll be sitting down face to face rather than on Zoom
Yeah,
during fight
absolutely,
week.
man. Yeah, absolutely. We should be down there before February the 26th, and I'll meet up with you guys down there, man. Thanks for having me on the show.
Eric Molina, IFL TV. Thank you very much.